Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper. My name is Louise. It's that time of week again where we set up our journals for next week. I am using this journal this year to not only do these look in prompts, but also I'm using the horizontal insert from Traveler's Factory, and I'm just writing down basically just what happens each day. A lot of the entries are the same. I mean, my Mondays are pretty routine. It involves a lot of washing and food shopping and carting kids around, but it's nice to look back on those days as well as the ones where maybe something exciting happened, like I've got a friend's wedding coming up, for example. So maybe you are doing these prompts to put into your weekly planner where you're organizing yourself for the week, and these are just giving you some inspiration to have something to reflect on during the week, as well as to just make your pages a little bit more interesting and exciting to write on. Last week was week 33. This week is this week is week 33. It's Friday. Next week is week 34. I'm getting ahead of myself or confused. I don't know. Last week the prompt was a view from a mountain, and lots of you really enjoyed this one. I myself enjoyed it very much as well. I had fun tearing up the vintage papers, and of course I can't say no books were harmed in this page, but the books were already not in a fit state. They were unwanted and unloved and destined for landfill. So it's nice to be able to use them for something creative instead. Let's see what we have this week. Let's look at the picture first. Crescent moon. Let's have a read. A crescent moon is so perfectly shaped and romantic that it doesn't look real. It looks more appropriate on the sign of a restaurant than in a dark sky. Nature has so many ways to remind us that magic and beauty are real and tangible and all around us. Tap into your childlike sense of wonder and make an outlandish wish. Think about why it feels out of reach now. Is it really so far-fetched, or can you see yourself actually living this dream? What can you do this week, month, or year to nudge yourself closer? Well, I think my most outlandish wish, now that I'm a grown-up and we tend to self-edit ourselves before we can get too carried away with our outlandish ideas, but mine is to have some time living in the Netherlands. I would actually like to be able to lease a property there for, say, 6 months, something like that. Maybe with the view to even have a property there that we could purchase and maybe use as holiday lease when we're not using it, something like that. So for me, that is totally an outlandish idea because, of course, I still have children studying at school, and I can't just go and live a footloose and fancy-free life for 6 months. However, it is something, it's my dream. It's my outlandish wish and dream to be able to do that one day. Get myself a bike and live the life. Of course, I love traveling in Europe. I love traveling anywhere, everywhere, to be perfectly frank. But because we live on an island, the idea that you can live in a country and easily catch a train or drive or catch a bus or even walk to a whole new country is just so tantalizing. For us to go to another country, it's a big deal. You have to book a ship or a plane. Like there's no, if you're on an island, there's only 2 ways you're getting off. And everything is so far away. Even our closest neighbour, New Zealand, it's still 3 hours for us on the eastern side of the country to get to New Zealand. So that is my outlandish wish or dream. Please let me know in your comments, what is your outlandish wish and why does it feel out of reach? What can I do to nudge a little bit closer? Well, I try to keep up. I listen to Dutch YouTube channels. I try to keep up with the Dutch news. I look on Dutch real estate websites. All with this idea that one day it'll happen. Oh, I think I've got a couple of really nice Black Milk Project stamps that I think will go nicely with this prompt. So maybe it's a bit of a collage-y stampy day. I'm in a mood for collage-y stampy. You decide what mood you're into and gather your supplies and let's get creating together. So we've got some inspiring pages for the humdrum of next week until we can live our outlandish wishes. Alrighty, I've got a few things here. I have some paper with some grassy bits in it, grassy paper, because one of the things I associate with the Netherlands is just how much open green space and fields there are, particularly where my family live, and so that's something that keeps me in mind of that. I've got some paper here with that's from a Dutch book, and I've got some stamps here which is from the posthumous winkel in Amsterdam, of course, with tulips and windmills and bicycles and canal houses, so incredibly cliched. And some tulip pet tape, that's a Lloyd design one, I think. And yeah, some inks for stamping. So I don't know what stamps I'll be using. I'll definitely be using this crescent moon one with this rabbit. I really want to make that one quite prominent, and I might be using this one too, which has another little rabbit and a little crescent moon in a box. Just all going to be a bit of fun and experiment. I'll probably get out some washi tape if I remember to do that. And yeah, so I'm just going to get creating with that. I'm just having a look off to one side here of my little side dish of sort of things that I like to have on hand. I'm just wondering if there's anything that I want to use in there. I'm not entirely sure. I might revisit that later. Anyway, I'm going to get cracking now and put some music on, and I'll check back in with you at the end. Okay, my friends, I am done with this one. It probably looks like a bit of a higgledy-piggledy hodgepodge if you missed my explanation at the beginning of the video, but you know, it makes sense to me. This is my outlandish wish to one day spend some time living in the Netherlands. So we've got the crescent moon, that's a Black Milk Project stamp, I think called Moon Rabbit. And then I've just put in a bit of torn pages from a Dutch language book, written down that reminder about tapping into your childlike sense of wonder and make that outlandish wish. And what can you do to nudge yourself closer? Echoing along the buildings of a very typical Amsterdam canal street scene, and of course with a bit of a forced perspective of some tulips waving under the crescent moon. All the cliches. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do have a new book review video out, which coincidentally is by a Dutch author, and so it features lots of beautiful illustrations from the Netherlands. Oh my goodness, sounding a little obsessed today. And yeah, so I'll put a link to that somewhere up there. You know how it goes. And if you haven't already, please take this opportunity to subscribe. Maybe you are just getting into journaling. Maybe you're an old hand and you are just feeling a bit demotivated right now. But I have a new prompt every week, and I will be doing a different and new set of prompts in 2026. Please join me here on my channel. I would really appreciate it. I would love to be able to get to 3,000 subscribers. I don't want to really say by the end of the year. I mean, that would be amazing, but probably unrealistic given our little niche audience. But every subscription helps. I will see you in the next video. Bye!